Yes. Welcome back to Musa Reacts. Welcome back to All Things Man United at your news at 10. If it's your first time here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you haven't had a chance to visit my website yet, it's musareacts.com. I always put up a few blogs regarding the games and then insights on the channel and just a few questions. And hopefully it's going to be a platform where you guys can win some gifts and awards and stuff like that. I'm just trying to interact with you a bit more. But yeah, let's get straight into it, man. I wanted to really get into the season kicking off this week on Friday. And there's a few things since the last video that I've had a chance to look into. One of the things and one of the conversations I want to look around is a lot of the time with us who think that Ineos have not backed Michael Carrick, there's always been a lot of conversations, well, you know, he's been backed and he's going to get backed and Man United have enough to start the week. We should be beating teams like Hull and Ipswich without our new signings. But a lot of people forget it's like even Mbumo last summer didn't get to have a full pre-season, and we're getting to see a better Mbumo with the fact that he's been at the pre-season from the start. Pre-season with your new team is a massive help to allowing you to get that chemistry to kick on, especially with the signings in the middle of the park who are going to be the engine room of what we're trying to do. But one of the questions I want to have here is, guys, in our first 5 games, there are 15 points on the table. In those 5 games, with those 15 points, how many do you think Man United win, draw, or lose? And how many points do you think we accumulate over those first 5 games? And I think when I've looked back at our previous managers, their first season, and the first 5 games that they've had, it's never been as easy as we think it is. And we've had some, I think Ten Hag's first 2 games were against Brentford and Brighton, and he lost both of them. I think we were bottom of the league after 2 games, and it was mad. And that's when he thought, you know what, this is long, and he went into a more defensive shape. Amarin, similar in his first season. And I think people are looking at Hull and Ipswich and just thinking, oh, that's 6 points on the table. It's 6 points on the table. Really? Yeah, it's 6 points on the table. All right, cool. And that's why I say that when you come with that mindset and that and you put that pressure on straight away, especially when the manager hasn't been backed as far as I'm concerned, if you come out of those 2 games without 6 points, you then go into Everton. Who says that you're going to pick up points or 3 points at Everton just like that? David Moyes, and this is what I was saying to people, David Moyes has had Everton playing football. This footballing thing that Man United are playing football, we're just catching up. Playing football is not exclusive to Man United. Teams have been playing football. Sadly, we've had to go without having a footballing midfield at United for a long time, and I think Carrick is trying to change that. But other teams have been building their midfields and been building their style of plays for minutes now. It's nothing new to them. So then we play Everton, and if you don't beat them, having not picked up the points that you wanted from your first 2 from Hull and Ipswich, you go into a Manchester derby against Man City. Yeah, a team that everyone's been laughing at over the weekend. I've looked at Man City's pre-season. They've won games 3-0, 3-1. They've scored goals. They went against an Arsenal, a championship-winning Arsenal, who people are not respecting. I told man, Bruno G is one of the signings of the transfer window so far. 70 million for Newcastle's captain, someone of the quality of Bruno G and what he does in the midfield. I think that's been underestimated. So for me, them losing and having opportunities, they were keeper done well, saved a couple off the line, a few blocks made in there as well, shots coming in from shots that came in early on in the game. They could have scored goals. It wasn't for a lack of trying. It wasn't this Man City team that had no shots on target and we couldn't see where they were going to get goals from. No, they tried and the keeper saved them, and they had a good, you know what I'm saying, that it wasn't their best game in front of goal, but they tried. So they will beat other teams there and thereabouts them. They will beat teams who are not Premier League winning sides. Like a Man United, we're going to have to be on our ball game to beat Man City. We're not just going to look at the Arsenal game and think, oh yeah, we're going to... No, it's not going to be like that. And then after City, we've got Fulham. So our first 5 games are Hull, Ipswich, Everton, Man City and Fulham. That's 15 points. We need to win 3 of them minimum, so we can pick up 9 points. So ideally, you'd like to think that we pick up the first 2 wins to get us on 6. And then if we can get a win and a draw from the next 3, that can put us on like 10 points. And if we end up winning one of those games because it's football, then at least we can pick up 10 points. Because I think we get 10 points out of 15. I think we win 3 and draw 1 and lose 1. Do you know what I'm saying? But for the hype around what you're hearing from a lot of people, you'd think Man United is just going to beat Hull, beat Ipswich, beat Everton, beat Man City, and beat Fulham. Because these are teams that we should be beating, because Manchester United is the second best team in the league. There's no team in the league other than Arsenal that's actually better than us. Under Carrick, we should be on top of the league. We have the best results. We have this, we have that. And all of that optimism in terms of being optimistic around the team, which is not bad, has allowed for Ineos not to have to do much. Because if people believe that Man United are the second best team in the league behind Arsenal, and these haven't had to do much in terms of supporting Carrick, then it lets them off. And this is why I don't believe that. I still think we're going to be fighting for top 4. I think we're going to be having a top 4 fight until the end. It's not going to be easy at all. And I think that whoever thinks that it's just going to be tea and biscuits and we're just going to be competing for the title, I think you better get your seatbelts on. Do you know what I'm saying? We still need this left back. We still need a left back. We're looking at that German guy. Whether we get him or not from Leipzig, I don't know. They're saying he's worth around £30 million. Does that happen? Does not happen? And then for all the hype of, Marcus Rashford, we don't need Marcus Rashford. Well, Marcus Rashford's still having conversations with Barcelona. That's what's coming out, that he's still in contact with them. And if any given minute they say to themselves, you know what, let's just go and spend a cheeky 30 million on Rashford and bring him back. Maybe we're not as stable as we thought we were. And they've let my man go to PSG. So the fact that they've let Torres, Florent Torres go to PSG, it's made room for another forward player. They could be looking at maybe bringing in that experience for Marcus Rashford. Imagine that. Imagine we lose Rashford. We don't replace him. You know, we don't get the player that we want in the middle of the park. It could look very bleak, and there's only 2 weeks left. And one of the problems as well that I have with where we are in the window now, and when we were telling people, make the move, get it done, make the move, is that when you take someone's player off them now, you don't give them time to react. They're thinking the season starts on Friday. We've set up with a squad to go into the season. You're trying to take our better players, like people have been screaming for Sander Berge. Fulham's thinking we start the season this week. You're going to take Sander Berge off us, and we're going to do what exactly? Then you want us to go in the transfer market in the last minute where we've already done our business. We're happy with our squad, and you think we should just be jumping in the transfer market because you want our player. It becomes more difficult and it becomes even more expensive. So whatever Man United thought they were doing, it's not helping. You thought you were going to save money. You're not. You're still going to pay what they asked for. I remember we done the last season. We thought we can play games with Mbeumo. We paid what they wanted. We thought we can play games with Cunha. We paid what they wanted. Sesko, we always pay what they want. So why take it to the edge? Why take it to the point where the manager has to start the season without his squad and without the players having the pre-season? I'm just looking at it, man, and I'm just thinking, listen, we're going to be lucky to get 10 points out of our first 5 games, and that will be a good, solid 10 points for us to build off. I feel like Ineos have definitely let down Michael Carrick in terms of supporting him to get the players that they need. We hear that minimum 51 million to get Lamine Camara out of Monaco. There's signs that Brighton could be willing to do a 60-65 million pound deal now for Carlos Baleba. But these are still purchases that I just feel like Man United don't want to spend for whatever reason. I just don't think we want to spend that type of money. So for me, it's kind of alarming. We're finding ourselves, like I said, with the league starting this Friday. Crystal Palace, Adam Wharton, You're still seeing these links with us. Do you guys think we're going to spend the 80, 85 million, 100 million euros to get that kid out of Palace? Are we going to panic and do that? I don't know, guys, man. I don't know. I'm just looking at Ineos and I think to myself, Ineos, man, they would want to just get players from the academy, bolster the squad that way. They're just tight, man. Broke billionaires, man. That's what they are. They're broke billionaires, guys. And I'm not really optimistic that Ineos can do what needs to be done to actually help Michael Carrick. I'm supporting Carrick all the way. I think Carrick is the best manager we've had in a long time to fix the midfield problems. I think Michael Carrick can definitely get us to a top 4 finish. And I think if Man United can get top 4 football next season again and get Champions League football out of the top, being a top 4 side, and then maybe a good run in the Champions League, getting us back in the quarterfinals would be great. It's been a long time since we've been there, having some good nights at Old Trafford, and maybe winning a domestic trophy like a Carabao Cup or a FA Cup, so that Carrick can say that he's won something and could give him that boost in that he is going in the right direction, and so the players can kind of believe in what he's trying to do would be good. But I think the best thing that can happen to Man United right now is new ownership, sell the club, get rid of Ineos, get rid of the Glazers, get people in that really care about the Manchester United legacy and the brand and what it means and wants to actually make an impact on this club. I think until we get these owners out, we're gonna go through seasons like this, and we're just gonna hope that we get an exceptional manager who can do exceptional things with a squad that he shouldn't be doing, and somehow the other teams in the league just don't play to their max, and somehow we grab a smash and grab title and get that monkey off our back of 14 years of not winning the league. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also check out my website, musareacts.com. Until the next one, I'm out.